This is a Coachman Xcel, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, on the right hand side, in the right hand side locker, you'll find your gas pigtail, gas regulator and the 2 gas bottle tie downs, and also the leg winder for the caravan. We do advise on anything that runs an Aldi heating system, like this van does, that you use propane gas rather than butane. The butane won't allow the heating system to work properly on board the van, so it's propane only. Front of the van, you've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. Essentially, tow ball goes into the hitch. This handle will drop down into position. You'll lock the stabiliser down into place if you are towing. You need to give this a good hard tug if you're releasing it off the back of the car. And you'll also need to lift up the hitch handle. You'll also then got your breakaway cable that you need to hook onto a solid point on the car and not around the tow ball. Handbrake, you push off. And the jockey wheel, obviously, you wind up and lock in position, and then you've got your connection for your car, which connects straight to the back of the car. On the front left-hand side of the caravan, you have your storage locker for the front of the van, so you have your storage here, and you can put any accessories in there you should need to. Aldi heating and hot water flue on the side of the van, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe, and that is there essentially to do the same job as the flue on the side of your house. You've then got your 2 wind-down legs on either side of the front. The 2 wind-down legs are very simply there to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these, and like I said, the leg winder is in the front right-hand locker. Water pump connection very simply pulls out and pushes into the side of the caravan. The pump itself will drop down inside the ack roll, so you can fill the water system up. Obviously, I haven't filled the system up because the van's going to be leaving site. But we drop that pump down inside the ack roll with the ack roll completely full and fill the system up. I'll walk you through that once we go inside the caravan. Then got your demonstration battery in the side of the van here, so you'll literally have that connected at all times, and you'd never have mains power connected to the caravan unless that battery was connected. There is a spanner for the battery just on the inside of the door just there also. In there is also the motor mover power switch, which I'll come back to later on. Motor mover, I'll walk you through how that works. I won't actually engage it because it's an auto engage and the battery that's on there isn't powerful enough to engage the mover, but I'll walk you through how that works. Motor mover wheel nuts will torque those prior to the caravan leaving site, so they've been tightened correctly. You've then got your 2 grey waste flaps here out the side of the van, so you'll open them up and the 2 bits of grey waste pipe into the van, you'll put into them connectors, then drop down inside your waste master. At the back of the caravan, you've got your toilet flush tank, so in here you'll put 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette. You pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. There's a neck on the front that turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The cap that is on that pipe is actually a measure for your pink and your blue fluid as well. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you tip the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In the actual toilet waste cassette, before you use it, you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van again, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's inside. You've got one this side and one on the other side also. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got your 2 fridge vents. Never cover these up when the caravan is in use, as it will cause too much heat behind the fridge unit and the fridge will not work correctly. Coming down towards the front of the caravan now, you'll see the last wind down leg, which is just here, and then you'll see barbecue gas points and a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning should you have one. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now, above the door as we walk in, you've got your main power switch. You're going to need to turn the power on here once you've got power connected or the battery on board. Got your internal lighting on the switch just here, and then you've got your awning light on the button just here also. Water pump switch I'll come back to in a moment. You've then got your battery level for on board the caravan. As you can see at the moment, because we're connected to mains power, the battery is completely full. The button here doesn't actually do anything, so you don't need to worry about that. I'll come back to the Aldi heating in a moment. First thing you're going to need to do to fill the water system up, you've got your ack roll just here. Got your universal water pipe just here, which is for the mains water connection, and then your grey waste pipes, and just behind me you've got the waste master also. With the direct water connection, you'll connect it to the barrel first and turn the water on, put your pump into the barrel, leave the water supply on from the tap, and then you'll fill it in the same way as what I'm about to demonstrate for just filling it from the ac roll. So with the ac roll on the outside and full, and your water pump in there, you're going to need to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and down in this corner you're going to find 2 yellow valves. Them 2 yellow valves need to be flat with the floor to fill the water system up. So at the moment they're upright, so they're in the drain position, but you literally just push them over just here, so they are flat with the floor, as you can see this one is. And you'll do the same with the one on the cold water pipe system as well. So both them valves are flat with the floor. Once them valves are flat with the floor, you come over to every tap on board the caravan and you open them all up on the hot side of the water system. So on this particular van, you've got a marker there, so you push the tap to the right hand side with the tap over the sink obviously. Tap on the sink in the bathroom fully open, and the tap on the shower completely open on the hot side. Once you've done that, you can come back to the control panel above the door and turn on the water pump. Once the water, so this green light is now indicating the water pump's running, and when you shut the tap off, that light will go off. But once the water system is full and you've got water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, so that's the tap in the kitchen, tap in the bathroom, and the tap in the shower room or in the shower on the right hand side there, you'll shut all of the taps back off and then leave the water pump on. Obviously at the moment there's no water in the system, I'm going to turn the water pump off, but normally you'd leave that on. Then every time you open a tap, the water will flow out. Obviously keep an eye on your water level in the barrel unless you've got the direct water feed connected up, and if it does run out of water, the system, you will need to completely bleed the system. So I'd advise opening up the drain down valves, refilling your barrel, shutting the valves back off again, opening your taps up on the hot side and refilling the system until you've got water running out of every tap continuously. Once that water system is full, you can actually then start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. You do not need water in the system on board a caravan with all the heating to be able to use the heating. So you can use the heating separately to the water system. So we're going to turn it on with the red power button here, the power button on the left hand side here. So you will have just noticed there it did come out with overheat. Basically what had happened is the boiler hadn't been turned on for a while and the battery had dropped. So I've now reset all that, and all you need to do is hit the menu button once you've got the home screen loaded, and you can then select your room temperature at the top here for your heating, minus or plus. The heating will only be completely off when it is at 5 degrees, and that is the heating turned off. Below that you have your shower or water temperature. You've got water on just here, and then you've got water boost for when you're showering on board the caravan when this bar is completely full. It's halfway up, like I said, that is just hot water on, and it's just a preset temperature. Obviously the boost will will boost as you are drawing the water through the system, a bit like your boiler would at home. Below that you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've got the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts depending on what caravan site you are on. Obviously to find out what you can set this to, do ask the site office that you holiday on or where the caravan is, because then they'll be able to confirm what to run the system from. We do not advise running the caravan from a generator. Down the bottom left hand side here you've got the option to run gas for the heating and hot water systems. If the gas system ignites, it'll go green as it is now. If it fails to ignite, it'll come with gas fail at the bottom with 2 exclamation marks at either end. There is some advanced settings in here as well, where the cog symbol is on the bottom right hand side of the control panel. However, for these we do advise you read the manuals that comes with the caravan. The reason for this is, if I tried to explain it in the video, it'd probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete. Before you ever turn off the main control panel here, you do need to turn off the all the heating and hot water control panel, and it will turn itself back off. Microwave works very much like your household microwave, no difference at all there. For the front bed area, you'll pull the rail out at the bottom here, pull it all the way out, then use the cushions to make the cushioned area up here. The bed just here, very simple to use. You'll come underneath the table, unlatch it, whichever way it unlatches. Can't remember which way it is now. And then very simply push the table down into position and lock it into place, and that makes up the bottom of the bed. So like I said, pull the handle across as it is now, pull it across this way towards us, and then push down on the table, and then that will lock it in place when it hits the bottom. To release it, pull the handle back across and it will slowly come back up, as you can see, into the position where you want it. Then just lock it back into place by pushing the bar across. Again, you'd use the cushions from around the edge to make the mattress up. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. However, the 240 electric ring will only work when you're connected to mains power on site. The fridge is very simple to use also. I'm just going to wait for this to clear up slightly. So on here, you're going to press the power button. At the moment, we're using mains power to power the fridge. It will actually start bleeping in a minute because the door's open. To open the door, you just pull open from whichever side it is on. Use the latches here at the top to push across to open it. But you can push that in place and it will lock in place for travelling. So to change the power supply from mains, for instance, use a mode button, and you can go to auto, and essentially the fridge will start running from the first power source it sees. You've then got 12 volt mode for when you are towing. It does not work off the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. Then hit the mode button again, and you can go to the gas option. There is no gas obviously turned on at the moment, so at the moment it's indicating it has failed to ignite by putting up the warning light and flashing the light underneath the gas symbol. It will also do the same with the 12 volt if there is no 12 volt connected. To control the fridge temperature, use the mode button here at the bottom. Select it all the way up to max if that is the temperature you want the fridge to be at, and that will also control the freezer temperature as well. Do always make sure the bunk ladder is always fixed in place firmly before letting children climb up. Into the bathroom now. Very simple to use toilet system. Electric flush on top of the toilet here, which you just press the button to allow it to flush. Then below the toilet, you've got your grey waste handle, which you need to push open to allow the waste into the cassette and have it in the closed position when you're not using the toilet. You'll also need it in that closed position when you're trying to remove the toilet waste cassette from the side of the van. All the lights are individually switched around the caravan in various locations, which I'm sure you'll have fun finding when the caravan arrives with you. For instance, the bathroom one on a pull cord just there. Like I said, when you're not using the caravan, fully drain the system down, and to do that you put all the taps into the central position on the water system between the hot and the cold. The same with the shower and the same with the sink in the kitchen. And then you'll open up the yellow valves underneath the seat with the water pump turned off above the door, and then it'll allow the water system to empty out completely. So I'll walk you through the motor move now. In the side locker, you've got a power switch where this connects into, where the battery is. So behind where the power lead is, you push this into place and turn the key 90 degrees to turn it on. Then to engage the motor mover, you'll press the two green buttons on the controller. You'll press the central button and the one with the green arrow here, and you'll see the light on here starts to go across the screen. You never try to move the caravan until it is fully engaged, to when the light goes solid as it is now. To disengage the motor mover, you'll press the central button and the one with the red arrow next to it, and again you will never turn off the motor mover until the light has completely stopped flashing and it is back in the position it is in now. If you turn it off prior to that being done, it will actually lock the motor mover in place, and at that point I advise you give us a call and we'll walk you through how to disengage it. Once you're done with the motor mover, always turn the power off and turn the controller back off as well. So that's the Coachman Xcel. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here again on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.